Hi everybody, this is the website boy from the websiteboy.com. In this movie, we are going to be looking at a different kind of logical expression. On the last movie, we were looking at logical operators, and the movies before that, we were looking at the if statements, else if statements, and all that. On this movie, we're going to be looking at a different logical expression called switch statements. All right, and they're very similar to if statements in that they control the flow through our application, but they're going to have different syntax, some different rules to follow, and a couple special gotchas that we want to make sure that we watch out for. First, let's look at the basic syntax. All right, so let's do a save as here, and that way I can show you the syntax. And let's call this switch statements. Switch statements. There we go. Let's go back in time and let's go to the switch statements right here. Let's delete all this because we don't need that. There we go. All right. So, right, the basic syntax is like this. My co-editor is gonna write it down for me because I don't want to write all this. All right. So we're gonna save it, and of course it's gonna give us a notice there because I haven't applied this variable here that I'm supposedly using there. But anyways, the syntax, let's ignore this for the moment. All right, so we're gonna use a variable right here to test against different conditions right here. All right, so we're gonna use the case, all right, reserved word for in PHP, and then we're gonna put the value right here. We're gonna test this against this value right here with this variable. So we're gonna say if this condition right here, this variable, all right, is the same as this or whatever, then we're gonna execute the code right here. All right, it's very similar to the if statements. All right, so let's go ahead and make a variable. For example, let's say variable master variable. All right, so that way the best way to show you is just you're writing it down. All right, I'm better at writing it down and showing you exactly what I mean. So the master is gonna be worth maybe 20, right? So we made it an integer and we put a value of 20 for that one. Let's go back to this one here. All right, so now that we have a variable there, we can come here and put the variable there, refresh, and that should not be there anymore because we have a variable now. All right, so now we want to check, is master the same as this? And then we say something here like yes it is, and then refresh. Yes, it is the same. All right, so if this is true, the code right here is going to execute, and then we need this break here so that way when this finishes executing, this gets out of there and it doesn't test the other conditions. All right, and then down here we have another keyword. It says default. This is it just in case everything here is false. If nothing here is true on the code here, then the default code will execute. For example, it is not. So if we make this number, we make this case another, we can say refresh, and of course we have a syntax problem because I forgot to close it. Refresh, and now it says it is not. You see the default. Now we can put multiple cases here. So let's do other cases. Let's test this. This is why switch statements are so good, because we can test this against multiple values. You see that? So we are testing this main master variable against all these conditions right here. All right, we can test it against many different numbers, strings, whatever we want. All right, so let's say for example I want to test it against that 30. I'm gonna make the master 30. and when it goes to 30, I'm gonna say it got got to me right now. So basically, sorry, this if statement, I mean not if statement, this string is gonna say got to me right now when it gets here. So this switch function here, this switch statement, right, is gonna go down, it's gonna check the case number 19 case with a value of 19. If this is true, it's gonna execute it, but if it's not, it's gonna continue to the next one and to the next one, onto the next one until it gets to this one, and then after it finishes executing this, it's gonna break. That's what a break means. All right, it's not gonna continue executing anything else after. All right, so let's go ahead and say and refresh. It got to me right now, so it does it really fast though. It just checks really fast. All right, so that's how this works, how the switch statement works, and it's really good when you have one master variable and you want to check it against a lot of different conditions. All right, it's good for validations, just in case you want to check a form for different things, and with one variable, instead of making many if statements, else if, you can just make one switch statement and put different cases on it. All right, so this is how you make a switch statement. This is how you test multiple values against one main variable or condition. All right, so anyway, thank you so much. If you were able to learn something from this video and it helped you, please favorite, please like it. Don't forget, that's how you thank me. Again, thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you on the next tutorial for PHP. Take care. Website Boy out.